to account for how expensive this hobby has gotten, I've been selling cards on eBay for 1 month. And I want to show you guys how I've done, what I've learned, what I do differently. Go through all my margins, talk through a spreadsheet on how I'm tracking everything in terms of profits. And then we'll get right into it. To start, this is only for the month of April. I've sold some cards a couple months ago after ripping some hobby boxes on Christmas. But I want to get into what I've been selling, how I've done, just to give you just like a little bit of context on what I've been selling. So these are gonna be primarily between me trying to consolidate some of my collection. I'm not necessarily looking to have a business out of this in any way. I have a full-time job on the side, but I don't really want to use my full-time job paychecks towards my hobby. As the hobby's gotten super expensive, I want to start figuring out ways where I can get money back from it, that from cards that just like don't bring me any joy anymore. So there's two facets that you're going to see. One, my buddy, my roommate, I consign cards for him through my eBay store, link down below. I'll talk through some of the profit margins on that. That's a lot different, but it does help me get my feedback up, get more eyes on my store, and ultimately sell more cards. Personally, I sell pretty low to mid-end cards, primarily Pokemon and sports cards. So this is just something that sold 1 or 2 days ago. Here's one that sold, again, for a dollar or two. Don't really have a lot of high end listed on my eBay right now. It's probably the highest card I have right now, Jordan Love autograph. And I love Jordan Love. I love the Packers, but certain cards just don't bring me joy anymore. And I want to buy different cards for my collection. So this is the best way for me to do it. Before I get into the spreadsheet, I do want to talk about what I've learned. What I've learned is that these $1 to $2 pops take up a lot of time, and you don't get great profit margins on them. Using my company's OpenAI account that they prescribe to me, I get to do stuff like this for my personal life. I did not build this. I'm suck at Excel, but this is exactly what we're working with here. I want to talk about, before we get into the numbers, I just want to talk about some of the sales. So this is my sales tab where I go in here. I'm able to track everything here. The total, the shipping charge, gross sales, the fees that eBay charges, where I import all these data from spreadsheets through eBay. I talk about cost basis. So right here, I have one toggle, me and my buddy. So when my buddy does it, he gets 80% or he gets 75% of the profit. I get 25% of the profit to cancel out shipping cost and the time it spends to list, sell, get to the post office, and all the supplies. All of his stuff had no supplies with them before, so a lot of my sleeves, top loaders, things like that. That's what we agreed to. So as you're going down here, you'll just kind of notice like it's a hodgepodge of random things. I've only had 35 orders, and there was one on April 1st that I forgot to account for, so I threw it in here along with the other Stranger Things from my hobby box. So this is what I go through here, and this is really cool because I get to account for my monthly supplies. So you'll see in April, I've spent a ton on supplies, but this supplies will last for like the next few months. So I'm like feeling pretty stoked about everything I got, which ultimately brings us to like the raw numbers here. So I live in California. I wanted to start accounting for some of those taxes. So here's what I have here. Net profit after supplies is $90.91. Tax reserve is $95. So in total, I've made $178.17 this month. Where it's not the best profit margins, and not doing the best for how many orders I've done and everything like that. So I just want to talk about some other people that may be thinking about starting this just to fund their own collection, just like how I'm doing it right now. Two things. One, the lower pops, some people make their entire bank off of it. This is not for me personally. Once I liquidate all this stuff, I really want to be focused on $10 to $50 cards instead of just going through so many $1 cards. There's just so much that can go on. Right now, I'm dealing with an order where I shipped it through an eBay, a $1 shipping label, and now it's lost, and I'm a little bit worried about that. And there's just a lot of stress that comes with it, and I'm already stressed out with my full-time job. So these are just certain things like I would do to limit that stress. So that's the one focus area there. Two, don't underestimate how much supplies will cost. I ended up putting a good amount in it, so feeling pretty good there. Third, you will have to expend some capital to do this on a rolling basis to get more inventory. That's one thing where I'm starting to figure out, and please comment any advice, but I need some to figure out what's the best way for me to get inventory. When I go on eBay, I end up just buying a card for myself, and I don't want to do that. I want to start selling more and being able to start rolling this into something just like a lot more profitable for me. Making roughly $200 a month over the next 12 months would be huge. But I want to see if I can get closer to the $5,000 in profit by the end of the year. I'm figuring out so much as I'm going here. So that's all I've learned. That's what I've learned from selling on eBay just for the month of April. So this is 1 month of focused efforts. I put in probably an hour a day. So I would say I probably put in 28 hours over the past month in order to get all these. And I still have a couple listings left for the rest of the month, but I wanted to get this video out. So that's what I have for 1 month. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And thanks so much for watching.